Wellbutrin causes me to be too tired combined with Intuniv. Issues surrounding Intuniv med, cardiac safety, biochemistry and structure of brain, frontal lobe considerations, Tegretol carbamazepine, aggressive tendencies, side effects negative, annoying, overcome, adjustment, belligerent, spiteful, liver damage, suicidal ideation, nervousness, disrupted sleep and alertness, overwhelmed system, unsolved problems, impaired ability to social cues, body language, irony, subtext of communication, restrictive eye contact, socialization, limited range of encyclopedic interests, perseverative, odd behavior, didactic, monotone voice, oversensitive to certain stimuli, certain movement. Norepinephrine, adrenaline, neurodevelopmental disability, ADD, excessive activity, deficient moral control of behavior, SCT, CDD, cognitive developmental, CDD is second attention disorder, yet partially overlap ADHD. Neuroimaging techniques to isolate brain region, frontal striatal cerebral network, inhibition, and executive function. Obsessive thoughts, things of no purpose, concrete thinking, 1. Taste, 2. Smell, 3. Sound, 4. Touch, 5. Vision. Wellbutrin, novel antidepressant, dopamine, non-adrenergic effects, obsessive compulsive, no effective med. Non-stimulant, emotion regulation property, fine-tuning of alpha-2 receptor. Frontal cortex, achieve clearer neuronal signaling, control over emotional states, executive control over emotional states. Executive function deficits still present. Executive function deficits no cure, just like diabetes. Specific setting more effective. Scaffolding helps. Guanafacine improves or normalizes the neural substrate in prefrontal regions and network of deficits. Self-regulation model of executive function. CDD, like I said before, is concentration deficit disorder, or it's also called SCT. General susceptibility to ADHD stress, social disrupt, or traumatic events to manifest. Later substance abuse and antisocial activity is possible for some. Social rejection, sharing, cooperation, taking turns, and so forth. Certain executive function deficits. ADHD contributes to problem in reading, progressive story, video comprehension, working memory. Norepinephrine, when, where, how. Released in brain, elevate mood versus increase in tension. Increase versus increase in attention. ADD. Bipolar mixed episode states. OCD. LD. LD is learning disabilities. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. And bipolar mixed episode states is a combination of bipolar and a low level of depression combined with mixed episodes, not a full-blown bipolar, something in between. Attention deficit disorder. Sharp contrast to distractible, impulsive, overactive, emotional difficulties of combined type of disorder. Poor time management, self-organization, emotional self-regulation. Executive function plus FL function effect. Cognitive sluggishness, social passivity. Blood pressure not minimum efficacy unless high blood pressure prior to treatment. Capital E, capital I, symptoms ADHD. Capital H, capital I, symptoms. Patient emotes cold cognitive, executive deficits, emotional dysregulation, possibility of mood and anxiety disorder higher, verbal impulsiveness, ADD, ODD, which stands for oppositional defiant disorder, and CDD, which is, you can go back to look that up. I forget what that, let me look it up. CDD was concentration deficit disorder, which is like ADD, but just another variation. Psychosocial connection, acceptance, validation, making friends, strangers plus family connection, med treatment, superior psychosocial community cure. 2009, Guanafacine or Intuniv used in hypertension or hypotension. And hypertension is when that's a blood pressure medication made to use to help people with ADD focus in on what they're trying to do, when originally it was just for blood pressure. And hypotension is when your blood pressure is below normal, and that is below, hypo, 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 below. Somewhat tense and aggressive, better as time goes on, and experiencing angry feelings toward time and space constraints. Writing BART, dealing with different looks from people and reading body language cues. Less risk cardiotoxic results. Process emotion. Grieve people's deaths. Autistic problem-solving process, routine repetition, emotional process regulation difficulties. Comorbid psych condition and health conditions. CBT therapy, successful executive function deficits. Kaiser has DBT assistance, which is dialectical behavioral therapy. Difficulty planning and recording to do CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, even if it is helpful in the moment now. Social skills, friendship coaching, Makami and colleagues, MAKAMI. Parents as therapists, application methods, natural stream, social interaction, and social ecology. Cognitive rehab training program, which has helped with coming up with computer software program technology for working memory training, which is short-term memory. Limited success in EEG, biofeedback training. And then these are some organizations that deal with ADD and help people with ADD. Capital EURYTHYDIS. Urethritis Society, Europe. World Federation for ADHD, www.add.org. ADDA Awareness Canada, www.caddac.ca. Canadiana ADHD Resource Alliance, www.caddraca. Scientific and non-scientific info for the internet, which is what I'm doing. This is non-scientific and scientific combined with my interpretation. The parasympathetic nervous system controls your fight or flight response and controls adrenaline and how you react. And this is just after talking to a psychiatrist and doing research on my own. Now I'm just relaying this information and just realize this is just my interpretation of research that I've done at a library, and I put in a lot of hours to put this together, and I just thanks for listening.